What's going on, everybody? David here. Today we're going to talk about how to improve your credit. So I talk a lot about travel rewards credit cards and how to maximize points and all that, but I never really talk about credit and how to improve your credit. And I had a few people come up to me and ask me, I'd love to get travel credit cards, but I can't get them because my credit's not good. So today we're going to talk about 5 easy steps on how to improve your credit. But first off, on this channel, we talk about travel, exploration, and photography. If that sounds like something interesting to you, please hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the little bell icon so you can get future updates on my videos. Okay, so let's start with step number 1. So step number 1, you need to get your credit score. So it's just like when you want to lose weight, right? You go and you jump on the scale. You need to know where to start from. So you see how much you weigh, and then you work from there. Now, if you haven't weighed yourself in 6 months or you haven't weighed yourself in a year, then you're a little nerve-wracking getting on that scale for the first time, but you still need to do that because you have to have that base point in order to work your way down from there. So with credit, it's the same way. You need to find out what your credit score is. Find out what your credit score is, get on some of these online sites, you can find your credit score, and then work up from there to try to improve your credit. So the first thing you want to do, get your credit score. Okay, step number 2. Not only do you need your credit score, but you also want to get your credit report because you want to see what's on there. So you want to go through it line by line and make sure all the items on your credit report belong to you, because they might not. We're in a day and age now, the internet and all this good stuff where people are stealing identities and things like that. So they might be opening up credit cards that you have no idea about. So you want to get in there, make sure all that stuff is yours. Now, if there's something on there that's not yours, that's when you need to contact them and let them know, hey, this is not me. So contact the credit bureaus, let them know this is not my credit card. I've never had this credit card. I don't know who this belongs to. And then they'll do their investigation, and then they'll go ahead and take that off your credit. And just having that off your credit will help your credit score overall, because there might be delinquencies. There's probably going to be delinquencies. If someone's stealing your ID and using credit cards, they're not paying those credit cards off. So you're going to have delinquencies in your account. So that will help your credit score immensely if you can just look through there and make sure that everything on there is yours and take care of those things. Okay, it's step number 3. So you've gone through your credit report, you see all this stuff on there, and if the stuff doesn't belong to you, then you've made sure you contacted the credit bureau. But let's say the stuff does belong to you, and let's say it's 4 years old or 5 years old, you had a delinquency or something like that. Well, you can contact these companies and see, hey, is there a way that you can work with me here to try to get this off my credit? You can let them know that you're trying to improve your credit and all that good stuff. And maybe they'll do that. It's worth a shot, right? So writing letters is worth a shot. You can always dispute something, so something can be on your credit. You can dispute it, and it will go to the creditor. And if that creditor does not respond to the credit bureau within a certain amount of time, well, then it will be erased from your credit. So that's another thing you can do too. So you can dispute things that that you had a late payment on this, 30-day late payment. You can dispute it anyway, and in the hopes that maybe they won't respond. And if they don't respond, then it comes off your credit as well. Okay, step number 4, you want to make sure you get up to current on everything. So check out your credit cards, make sure you're paying something on your credit cards, and you're paying whatever, you want to pay more than the minimum, but at least pay the minimum. That way you're not going to get more 30-day or more 60-day late. So make sure you take care of that, because it makes no sense to try to improve your credit if you're not paying on time. Because your credit's just going to go bad again. So make sure you get up to current, you get a hold of all the stuff that you need to pay and take care of those things. Okay, step number 5, you want to get a secured credit card. Okay, so you want to get a card where you have to pay a deposit. You'll probably have to pay like $300 or $500, and that will be your limit. So you can't go over that. And then every 2 weeks or every month, you need to pay that credit card off. And make sure you do that. Get religious about it. Pay it off and the way I do it is I pay it off every 2 weeks. So my credit card's paid off every 2 weeks. Every time I get paid, I'm paying my credit card off, because I usually use my credit card like my debit card. So now I'm using my credit card, I'm paying it off. So have that $300, $500, whatever that secure credit card is, make sure you're paying it off, and don't max it out. So just use it for little things. Go to the liquor store, 7-Eleven, whatever, and buy some stuff, and then make sure you pay it off. So you never carry a real high balance on it. You want to make sure that the credit utilization is low. or you're trying to get it as low as possible. So you don't want to get a card that has a $300 limit and then go up to that $300 and pay that have that $300 there for a month and then pay it off, because your credit utilization on that card is going to be really high. So you want to take care of that kind of stuff and make sure you pay it every 2 weeks and don't let it get too high. You just want to show consistent payments for 4 to 6 months. And then once you get consistent payments for 4 to 6 months, certain secured credit cards will automatically change to an unsecured credit card, where it's just a regular credit card where you don't have to have a deposit. And some other credit cards, they won't do that. They'll stay secured. And then that's when you start looking into getting maybe a cashback card with a bank. I would highly recommend going with like a Chase or an American Express. Get one of their cashback cards. Even Capital One, you can get a cashback card with them as well. But get those cards, and then you can start working your way into it higher into the ecosystem. So let's say if you get a Chase Freedom card, that's a cashback card. And then after that, you have that card for maybe a year and you're paying every month. And then you can advance to a Chase Sapphire Preferred or a Chase Sapphire Reserve, and you kind of work it up that way. All this time, your credit score should be increasing, just because of doing these things. You're making consistent payments, and then you're also paying down these credit cards that you have. I would not recommend, if you have credit cards already and you've been delinquent in the past and you still owe money on those credit cards, pay those off first and then start advancing and getting the higher cards. So you can get a cashback card, that's fine, and just keep using that cashback card. And then the other credit cards that you have that you were delinquent in and that got you to the place where you are now, pay those credit cards off, okay? Loans, same thing. Pay those loans off. And then when those are paid off, then you can move into getting the travel credit cards and then work it that way. So that's my advice when it comes down to it. There are a few different steps that you're going to have to do along the way. It will take a little bit of time. It might take a year for you to get your credit to start increasing. Once you get over 700, like a 700, 720, that's a real sweet spot there, then you're able to get travel credit cards. Most travel credit cards you'll be able to get at that point. But you don't want to try to get a travel credit card when your credit is below 700, because then you might have some problems. You might not be able to get it. And that's all recorded. So they're going to know that you tried to get a travel credit card and you weren't able to get it. So wait until you have a solid foundation and then try to get those cards. But I'd love to know what your strategy is. What have you done to improve your credit? Please post in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.